The Great Depression is the worst recession America has ever faced. It started with the stock market crash in 1929, and now in 1933, Franklin Roosevelt has been elected as president with hopes of ending this depression. Born on January 30th, 1882, Franklin D. Roosevelt was the only child of his upper-class parents, James and Sarah Roosevelt. While in college, Franklin fell in love with Anna Eleanor Roosevelt, his distant cousin, and they married in 1905. The Roosevelts had a daughter, Anna, followed by 5 sons, one of who died as a child. In 1910, Franklin took up an interest in politics, winning a state Senate seat. In 1913, President Woodrow Wilson named Roosevelt Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Navy, a post he would hold for the next 7 years. Later holding the title Governor of New York, the Democrat was elected for presidential candidate and in 1932 won the election with 88.9% of the electoral votes. Contrary to current standards, he took office on March 4th, 1933. This is a long 4 months after the election. Within just the first 100 days in office, Franklin D. Roosevelt created many acts to help Americans during the Depression, often referred to as the New Deal. On his second day in office, Roosevelt commanded a 4-day national banking holiday to force people to use the money they had on hand, not withdraw it all from the banks. Congress also passed the Emergency Banking Act, which allowed banks to reopen once they were financially secure. This strengthened the public's view on the banks and allowed them to open once they had closed. Roosevelt ended prohibition by asking Congress to ratify the 21st Amendment, which caused disagreement between people but aided the flailing economy. Roosevelt passed the Tennessee Valley Authority Act that allowed people to build dams along the Tennessee River. This opened up more jobs for workers and provided hydroelectric power for the surrounding areas. Congress passed a bill allowing farmers out of work and get paid not to grow crops. This allowed many farmers to escape poverty and food prices to stabilize. Roosevelt passed the National Industrial Recovery Act that guaranteed workers would have the right to unionize and bargain collectively for higher wages and better working conditions. It also suspended some antitrust laws and established a federally funded public works administration. After the first New Deal was gradually shot down, a second, more aggressive New Deal was proposed. The Works Progressive Administration, Social Security Act, and Wagner Act are all part of the second New Deal.